Hey guys, this is Chris, and today we are going to talk about gloves for flying your quads out in the winter time. These are also good gloves for photography, and some of these are for fishing. So I've got 4 pairs, and they all have the foldable fingers, but they all have a different little mechanism that makes that stay locked when you have the fingers flipped back. So we're going to make that an important part of the review because there are some that you want to stay away from. And then the other one will be the grip, how well they grip, and then the touch sensitivity for your screens. They all have that, so you can do the virtual touch on your controllers, and that will be part of the review for all of them, and then of course warmth and such. So the first pair here is PJY Tech. This is probably the most popular amongst drone flyers. So of course I bought these, and these cost $40. They are probably, out of the 4 that I'm going to show you, they are the warmest. I'm not going to say probably, they definitely are. The liners in them are pretty thick, and they have the Velcro. All of them have the Velcro on the wrist. And these have the plastic snaps for when you fold them back, they snap into a plastic snap. The grip on these is not all that great. It doesn't grip real tight. It grips a little bit. But my big problem with these that I do not like is they're too thick. They're nice warm gloves, but they're way too thick for me. I don't like a big thick glove when I'm holding my controller. Even if I have my fingers exposed and snap them back, which I'll show you. All I need is my thumb and my pointer finger, but the middle finger does it too. But all I need is these two when I'm out flying, as far as to touch my screen. Because when that fabric's cold and your screen is cold, that touch sensitivity is just not there for a quick action. Plus, if it's a tiny little spot that you need to touch, like camera settings and stuff, this just does not work. It's too big. So I'm not going to say any of these are good or great for the touch sensor, but one is better out of the 4 pair that I'm going to show you. So these I'm going to say no to. If you don't like a thick glove, because it does hinder you a little bit, then this glove is not for you. It's the warmest out of all of them. The snaps are good. I have no problem with that. This one simply for me fails because the grip isn't as good. I'm not going to rate them on the touch sensitivity because I wasn't crazy about any of them 100%, but one, like I said, did do better, and I'll show you. But this one's going to fail for me. So if that's the same for you, that you don't like a thick glove, this glove's probably not for you. So this one, $40, well made, extremely warm out of all 4 of them. This is probably the warmest. I'm going to say no to this one. Now I'll be fair, I did not wear them all on the same exact temperatures and such, and I didn't wear them all for flying drones, but I did test them with the controllers and the touchscreen and stuff, so that is all very fair in my judgment. So that's the PJY Tech, $40. For me, it's a no, because they're just too thick. That's the biggest problem, is they're too thick. So now we have these, I'm going to call them DRASRY. They have the Velcro as well. It's DRASRY. Much better as far as not too thick. They have a nice grip right here. It's a really nice grip. The touch is better on these, but still does not work out in the cold. The fingertips just too bulky and stiff to where you need to try and do your camera settings or what, you're going to end up hitting little areas above or below where you actually want to hit. These are the biggest failure out of all 4 that I'm showing you, and the reason why is because they have metal snaps. the metal is up against your skin. There's no fabric between your skin and that metal snap. So you have two here, and two here. I can feel it right now. I'm indoors. They're not cold, but they're room temperature. But out of everything inside the glove, I feel the coldness of those snaps. When I was outside with these, and I wore these probably the most, just to be very fair, you can tell actually they're pretty dirty. But even when I was out shoveling snow, when your hands are, keeping warm because they're the most physical, I could feel the coldness in my hands. So this is a fail for me just because of the metal snaps. I would totally stay away from this because it defeats the purpose. That metal is going to be cold and keep your bones cold. So that's my big fail on those. Now these all same as the others. Fold back on middle finger as well. Material isn't too thick. Warmth is good except for the metal snaps. So that's a big fail on that one. Do not use metal snaps in my opinion. The next pair is made by Palmoth, and this is more geared towards, I think, fishing. I think this is what they say on the website there. They call them, fishing gloves. So exact same build as everything else. The grip is less, but better. I wouldn't say better, but it feels better. It's got more grip to it. It's not overall, but it's where you need it. So I'm going to say the grip is good. The thinness, the flexibility, it's great. The warmth is good. This is another one that is a sure loser. Why? Because the fingertips are magnetic. You don't want to be out there flying your quad with magnets on your hands or doing your calibrations, let's say. You do a compass calibration with magnetic fingertips, you're probably going to have some issues when you're out flying with things like toilet bowling, return to home, features, things like that. Probably going to act a little bit odd after you've gone and mucked up that geomagnetic compass with the magnets on your fingers. So I do not recommend anybody use magnets on your hands. I will say, and I'm not making fun of anybody, but there is one channel out there that I know. He wears gloves and he wears magnetic flaps. So I don't understand how this person doesn't understand that that's a no-no. But this person's known for his little mishaps and things not working properly, and it could be calibrations. So I'm just going to leave it at that and say I would think most of you know don't have magnets on your fingers. So that is a big no-no. We're going to say no way for that, period. And then the last one is also made by the second one I showed you, DRASRY. And it's got the Velcro on the wrist as well. It is perfectly fine as far as thickness. The grip is full hand and it grips very well. These have Velcro. Now these are the pair that I thought, I definitely won't like these because of the Velcro. I worried about the threading of the Velcro, but these are actually made very well. And I didn't give you the prices of the other ones. I'll give you the prices in the end here. But this pair is $18, and they're good and warm, and they're waterproof. You can tell by the material these are waterproof. All of these claim to be like rainproof, snowproof, and all that. Except you're always going to get something in your fingertips if you were to submerge your hand. But these are my pick. I like these because they are thin enough, and the Velcro actually is very strong. It holds very nicely. The threading does not look like it will pull. The thread looks good in them. As I'm pulling it, it's not stretching the thread. So I think these are going to be my long-term gloves that I use when I'm out flying. I've got plenty of flexibility in my fingers, keeping these fingers out for my touch screen and for my sticks. The pads on these are probably the best out of all of them, and it's because it's not as the fingertips, I'll show you, they're not as wide. Like most of the fingertips in these gloves come off kind of square. These come around just enough, and they're round right here. It's not a square tip. I think the PJY Techs were actually the worst. Yeah, that tip is a little more square and bulkier. So these are my pick. Again, they're Velcro, nice and flexible, nice and warm. I think these will serve me very well. And the only thing with me on these gloves, on any of these gloves, is I will never use the middle finger, because the middle finger for me has to stay warm. If you notice here, I have a lot of space in there. My middle finger is a lot shorter than everybody else's because I cut it off. I crushed this hand many years ago, and I cut my middle finger off. So I have to keep cotton inside my gloves. So I'll put a piece of cotton inside there so that empty space, yeah, I'm flicking you off. So that empty space doesn't hold cold air because this finger is extremely sensitive to the cold. The whole hand is extremely sensitive to the cold, but this middle finger is the worst. So I never unfold the middle finger on the gloves. But you have that option. You can unfold it on yours. So for me, I definitely have to keep my hands warm, and if I say this is a good glove in keeping my hands warm, this is a great test hand right here for that, because of what I told you about my finger and the circulation. I just have very little circulation. If I go out with my hands exposed and no gloves, meaning no gloves on them, and I'm out there for a good period of time, well, it only takes about 15 minutes in certain temperatures, but it feels like my hand has frostbite. It burns so bad because it's so cold. And then when I come in, it takes forever for it to get back to feeling okay. So this is my pick, and I'll give you the prices. This again, $18. The first pair, PJY Tech, was $40. The magnetic pair is $35, but please don't buy these. And then the metal snaps that actually make your fingers cold when you're out there, those were $12, I think. Yeah, $12. And then again, $18. So those are my picks for gloves. You may not necessarily pick these brands, but I'll put all the links in the same order that I reviewed them in the description of this video. But at least you have an idea of what to look for. I would say go with the Velcro or the plastic snaps. Do not get metal snaps, and do not get magnets. And pick whatever brand you want based on price or so forth, or wherever you shop. These might not be available to you at some places. All of these I showed you today came from Amazon, and yeah, that's that. So hopefully this is something helpful for you, and as always, hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you're new to my channel, subscribe and hit that bell for future content and notification, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace and love.